Yo, 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 what's going on, folks? Welcome to Ichabod. Good evening. Come on into the chat. And as we like to say here, greet somebody in reason's name. What's happening? This is sort of a throwback because we used to do exit strategy on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. This is not exit strategy, but this is a very exciting episode that I wanted to bring to you tonight. So yeah, come on in. Come on into the chat. Say what's up. Got a special guest. I'm got sitting backstage right now, waiting for him to come in, but I'll bring him in as you guys come into the chat. So come on in and say what's up, and we're gonna dive into it. What's happening, Devon? Devon says, I respect people's decision, but I can't lie. This is kind of disappointing. Bruh, I feel your pain, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. What's happening, folks? Come on in. Come on into the chat. For those who were like, "Well, somebody sent me this link. What am I about to watch here?" My name is Brady Goodwin, aka Be Good. Used to go by the name Fanatic. Some of y'all know me from doing the hippity hop thing. I hopped off the Christian bandwagon thing. And my channel is just about my deconversion. My channel is about my deconstruction. My channel is about just being able to be a light to other folks. And I know as a Christian, we once thought there was a light in Christ. We had a song, my old rap group, talking about the light of Christ. But I think the light of reason, you know, the light of reason, you start looking at your faith and you realize that your faith is not panning out and you're having to shut off parts of your brain, shut off parts of yourself just to keep your faith alive. And about 10 years ago now, 11 years ago, I remember I was watching people do this and I had to ask myself, is that what I'm about to do? Am I about to live the rest of my life shutting my brain off just to keep my faith alive? And I think I knew early on in that process that I was not going to be able to do that. So it took me a long time, but I made my way out of the faith. So yeah, welcome to Ichabod. What's up, Crystal? Thank you so much for being here. Like Crystal says, make sure you like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll wait for a few more folks to come on into the live before I bring our guest. And I got all kinds of messages from people on my Facebook today talking about what this is about to be. You will see what this is about to be in a moment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, there still is going to be exit strategy this Thursday. This Thursday, I will have another Life After Faith episode that I'll be sharing with you guys, as well as I've been working on some stuff that I cannot wait to actually share with y'all. So, all right, it's 8:05, so I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. I'm going to go backstage and bring out our guest. So, if you would not mind, help me welcome to the stage. Welcome to the show, Courtney Orlando, aka JR.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's
How
going
y'all?
on?
Man, I can't call it. Good to see you, Brody.
Hey, I don't know why you're sideways. I don't know
I'm
why.
sideways. Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on, hold on. It's probably because my try to put my shit on landscape. Hold on. So-
All right. Blah. There it is.
Hold on, but why your shit on landscape?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Hold
Let me see.
on, give me a second.
Yeah, hit video and see if you can
Good.
do something. I can hear
Very
the
true.
the former Christian in me saying, "See,
Hey,
you left Christ and now your life is upside down. You're
hey, it's all
sideways."
good. It's
Uh,
all good. It's all good. Let's keep it like this. That's cool. That's
okay.
cool.
So what's up, man? What's good with you, first of all? How you feeling?
I am feeling, I am feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Okay.
I'm, yeah, yeah. I'm feeling good because I feel like I'm in the truest form of myself. I feel like I've been actually just left therapy today.
Okay.
Shit, and I just feel whenever I can get a chance to align with myself, what I want in this world, and to make sense of this crazy ass rock we call
Hmm.
our home,
Mhm.
like it just makes my existence that much more sweeter.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I'm feeling good because I've had a moment to go
Hmm.
into myself introspectively.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually a little jealous of that because I've been through so many traumatic things in my life that I know
Mm,
I would immensely benefit from therapy, but I just have yet to
hmm.
find or make the time to do it. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I applaud you in that.
For
It's
sure.
been
So
over
man,
a
it's
month since you were
self-care.
on, and we actually recorded the interview back in I
Yeah,
think October or November of last year.
yeah, yeah.
Put it out near Christmas. So it's been over a month since the world saw you publicly denounce or renounce your faith.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious,
Shit.
since that interview went public, how have people treated you? What's it been like in terms of whether it be Christians hitting you up or non-Christians? How have people
Hmm.
treated you?
Um, Shit. Just like how I predicted they would treat me.
Okay.
The way that it was designed for them to treat me.
Mm,
Like you are the other. Like you're no longer, you are an outsider now.
mm.
You see what I'm saying? Now shit. What they say, shit. We can't protect you now. You don't pay that monthly fee. We don't know what's gonna happen to your store. They basically like shit, bro. But we can't guarantee your protection. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Nah, it's been as you would think. It has
Hmm.
been stones thrown, accusations,
Mm,
distancing, all the shit
mm,
that you can expect from when you just don't believe when you leave the group. So I
mm,
get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah, but it's been that I would say for my day ones,
hmm,
like my friends, family, my partners who have known me before religion was a big part of my life, ain't shit changed for them. You see what I'm saying?
mm.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So in a sense, it's almost like whatever you lost, it's almost like addition by subtraction because maybe you lost something that I guess it wasn't vital if you could lose it in over something like this.
You know what, bro? You are right. I've been thinking a lot about that. And that's pretty much like it really just showed me
Hmm.
how much at least I mean the Western and the person who picks up Christianity, just how much it demands of your life and how much of your life gets
Hmm.
intertwined into it, Um and so yeah, 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 it's been quite an a revelation, so to speak.
Okay. So we don't talk. I don't know. People might think, oh, Brady's out here helping people deconvert and all that. We don't
Yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah.
often. Like,
No,
you
no,
know what
no,
I
no,
mean?
no, no.
We may have talked on the phone once or twice since
Yeah,
the interview and all that. So,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
but you shared a revelation with me, and people are like, there were a few people on my Facebook page when I shared the thumbnail for this interview. They're
yeah,
like, oh, he changed his mind. Oh, he's coming to see you to change his mind. Then that must mean this is clickbait or whatever. And I'm gonna be
yeah, yeah.
honest, that it was clickbait a little bit because I knew early on. You hit me. I think the interview went up on December maybe 23rd or something like that,
Yeah,
22nd,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We recorded it back in October, November,
Uh-huh.
but you hit me, I think, in early December after the video was recorded, but
Yeah.
before we posted it, and you said, "Hey, man, I actually, I'm going to paraphrase what you said to make it match the thumbnail, basically. You hit me up and said, I changed my mind.
Yep, for sure.
I'm not agnostic anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in the interview, you said there's a part where we get to the end, you say, I leave room. I
Hmm.
leave room for the existence of a God. That's why I call myself agnostic.
Hmm. Yeah,
But then before the video actually went public, you say, yo, I changed my mind. Can you,
yeah, yeah.
what change took place? Like, what you change your mind to, from and to?
So first of all, I want to say, if you came to this video thinking I would become a Christian again, first of all, I want to say I apologize.
Blame me. I did
No,
it.
I apologize to you because ain't no goddamn way I would subject
Mm,
myself to some shit like that again. I
mm,
would rather have my dick ripped off in a freak accident. I would rather have one of my kids be born with two goddamn heads. It's gonna take Yahweh, El, whoever one of them, whatever one of them got, it's gonna take them literally to come down
mm.
and Suge Knight my ass over the lake of sulfur to make me convert to be a Christian again. That's
Yikes.
how serious I am about it. So if you pray for me, your goddamn prayers ain't go nowhere. I'm never going back to bondage. That's how much
Yikes.
I'm committed to it. So if you've never heard me say it, if you've never
Mm.
heard me say it this clear, don't pray for me with this shit. It's etched dead as my father in the ground, and I want
Wow.
no parts of it. All right? Okay.
Okay. Okay. I did not know that was coming.
No,
Um,
I just had to make that super clear. Super clear. Don't waste your prayers on me. The
mm.
motherfuckers is hitting the ceiling and bouncing right back and hitting your ass in the face. Do not pray for me when it come to this. Please. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I'm looking at the numbers that are watching the stream to see if we lose
I,
viewers because of
hey,
that.
hey, you came to get, hey, if I'm on a show, you're gonna get me. That's one of the new things about me. Like, you not getting no more, no, I'm not playing no roles. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You just getting
So
in.
I want to say something else about your realness, but I want to hold my comment about your realness for a second.
Yep.
Um,
I
so
just want to go
then,
back
all right.
to that answer.
Yeah. So you say
Yeah.
you're not agnostic anymore. You changed your
Yeah.
stance from what to
Yeah.
what?
So as of now, I am agnostic atheist. And what
Okay.
does that mean? So for me, I kind of hate these terms like these categories, right? Because it's the same thing we went through as when we were Christian artists trying to fit all this shit together, right? So the same
Mm,
thing. And it's to
yeah.
it's an attempt to classify a way of thinking, schools of thought. So I don't consider myself in the ranks or I ain't on none of the message. I don't want to be in no groups.
Got
This is
you.
just the best way to describe my thinking pattern. And the best way is that I am agnostic in the way that I yield to the unknown,
Okay.
meaning that um I'm agnostic to what the possibilities can be as far as aliens, and it could be an evil ass god. It
Mm,
could be something that's just
mm,
because we are the finite thing, right? We
hmm.
die, things are born, die, things are born. So in my finiteness, I leave room
Got you.
for the unknown, whatever they may
Okay.
be. But in I guess in my atheism, I firmly believe that there cannot be a God
Mm,
in the way that we've been taught and to our knowledge what that means to man.
okay.
And so on one end, because I am a finite thing, I leave room as I dive into that realm of studying
Mm,
realms that are bigger than ourselves and that people who are 10 times smarter than us have picked up.
hmm.
But at the same time, as I'm looking at evolution, as I'm looking at suffering, as I'm looking at my at men's everyday experience, in politics, in
Hmm.
our art, and the things that we portray in our pain and like the thing, even our dreams, our aspirations, as I weigh it and
Mm,
compare it to everyday life and the things that can be scientifically proven, or we can see this cause and effect every single day, like we can with our own 24 hours that we get each day.
Mm,
When I apply the idea of a deity and a God, it just don't make no fucking sense, and it cannot fit
mm,
nowhere in that paradigm for me. So one, I lean on evidence, and now
mm.
all of that evidence of from our science to my personal experience does not leave room, at least for the God of the Bible. And I said, and if that God of the Bible exists somewhere, then it's time to assemble the Avengers, because that's an
Mm.
evil ass nigga, and it's time to find a way to kill him or kill
Mm.
it
Wow. Wow. So hold on,
straight up.
let me ask you. So you said you leave room. It could be
Yeah,
aliens. It could be an evil ass God. In your
yeah,
agnosticism, could
yeah,
it? I mean, I guess you kind of just said it with the Avengers piece,
yeah,
but could
yeah.
it also, in your agnosticism, be the God of the Bible or something like that God that you just don't have the wherewithal to comprehend? So maybe in God's incomprehensibility, it's not that God is evil, it's just that you're too finite to understand. Do you leave room for even that?
Um, Again, we go back to the word God, the idea
Mm,
God. This self-existent, all loving. And when we, even our ideas, even if you go back past the Abrahamic religions, you still go, they just say the female goddess Ma'at.
mm,
Um, while I don't, it's, if you were to ask the Egyptians of that day, their ideas of God would be shaped by Ma'at and
mm,
Osiris and then whatever the gods that was of, man's imagination,
yeah.
what I believe of that time. So, but here's the thing. Our gods are only as stable as the stories we write about them.
Mm,
So when I look at the Abrahamic gods, El and Yahweh, what they prescribe for humans in our reality is inconsistent to what we see in the
mm,
very book that is supposed to prescribe
mm,
the way that we're supposed to live out. So if I'm finding goddamn 100,000 contradictions and all of this
mm,
shit is just unraveling, then the only conclusion is to say that, if the only thing that holds us up is
mm,
tradition and faith,
mm.
and what someone else wrote down or proclaimed, then shit, this don't hold no, this is a weak existence. I gotta move on.
So would it be, I know I said I was going to ask you one question about that, but
Yeah,
it draws implications for these follow-up questions. Would
yeah,
it be
yeah.
safe to say that you're a Christian atheist? Because it almost seems like you're agnostic when it comes to God at all,
Hmm.
but atheistic when it comes to the Christian God. Or could it be said that you're a Christian atheist? You're specifically atheistic when it comes to that God.
No, I didn't believe in any God as we know it, right?
Okay.
So when as far as the literature that I've looked at, and when it comes to all this shit, bro, I'm a lay person.
Mm,
Like my thirst for this has only been awakened because of the thirst to live. When
mm,
I saw when I saw this dichotomy of a people, serving this God, and they're supposed to be doing this for us, and then and,
mm,
and then on the other end, we're seeing a total opposite, and it seems like, as the writers and the Psalms would say, that the wicked are winning.
mm,
That was all I needed to make me dive into this. So I don't proclaim to be a professor at this shit at all.
mm,
But whether it be so God in all of our categories
mm,
that I've studied can exist in the world that I believe that we live in now. And I'm the reason why I say that.
mm.
If we are to base our damn, I didn't know this show was gonna go that deep. Uh, if we are to base our idea, like our whole lives, invest our whole lives into a writing that tells us this is what this people of this
mm,
time wanted from us.
mm,
And if that God at that time cannot provide us
mm,
anything other than what the men or the human beings of that age is experiencing, then it has no use, because
mm.
as I'm looking at this construct of this deity, it seems to only know what I know.
Or what people knew back then.
Or what people knew back then, but it
Right.
can't provide me anything
Mm,
that can tell me that you have insight into knowledge that is
yeah.
foreign to the
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
experience and brain.
Yep.
Like when I look at the Bible, I'm like, this thing, that's why I said when I see I was watching the Third Body Problem on Netflix. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, dog, the fuck, no fucking scripture helps us out when
If
we
that
trying to think
scenario.
about how to
Yeah.
save this planet and we in space looking for another one. What we
Mm,
gonna be like? Well, Lot's wife. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Lot, nigga. Fuck Lot's wife. Shit, we on goddamn Mars, nigga, trying to preserve. So those stories, I don't care if
mm,
it's gingerbread man. I don't care what story you can. It can be a Buddhist about the how somebody with a tree. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the sky and centering himself. The only thing
mm.
that's gonna that can help us, that can help the human being,
Yeah.
the mammal. We are animals. It
Mm,
can help the animal, to center him or herself, but
mm.
it does not change his or her reality.
Got
So
you.
I want to deal
Mm.
with the things that affect the reality. When I wake up in the
Wow.
morning and my feet hit the ground, like
Hmm.
this is the world, this is the reality I see every day.
Mm.
This reality in scriptures is only a reality that we hope to one day. We aspire, we live through another man's or another woman's idea of what after this life looks like. And
So
then
what
we
I hear
take,
you saying is to make the worlds come to you got the biblical world and you got the world that you
yeah,
live in.
yeah,
To make them
yeah,
come together, you'd have to put yourself in the biblical world for it to come alive because that biblical world is not coming to your actual world.
absolutely. And
Okay,
that's with any story,
got
right?
you.
That's with any fable,
Yeah.
because it's not real,
Mm,
right? So for me, and not just for me, right? And this is the reason why I started the channel, and we're going to talk more about that.
mm-hmm,
The more I became obsessed with living. And
mm,
what I mean by that is when you see such a lopsidedness in equity,
mm,
whether it be Israel and Palestine, whether it be, the British and the African powers, what you're looking at is really the same species trying to find a way to coexist.
mm,
To me, that is the real as much threat as I look at history
mm,
to the future of any people.
mm,
Just like who I believe it was Nehemiah, right? Nehemiah gets praised for his passion for his Jewish people in the rebuilding of the wall.
mm,
So I'm just like that.
mm,
But now I'm not using the God of my fathers. I'm using the logic that most of my fathers abandoned and
mm.
gave me the Bible instead. You
So
see what
instead
I'm
of living
saying?
faith, you're talking about living logic.
I live by logic, bro. And any knowledge, any spirituality, I'm still studying what it means to,
Hmm.
what we call the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
What I would believe is, I believe it's the immaterial part of us. I would call it our consciousness, which we still don't know where that comes from, right? And anybody who studies science can yield to that.
Mm.
Scientists are still finding out where the
Yeah.
conscience comes from. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's a no-brainer. We don't know it. We don't know what you don't know.
Mm.
But to me, the danger um of making any um Iron Bronze Age
Yeah.
belief system and trying to make it fit in today is dangerous on so many levels.
Hmm.
It has so many repercussions, and the hard part that is very nuanced. And the reason why someone who you can got somebody can have freaking degree in Harvard, been served doing this work, serving people and reading books, they got a million books in their bookshelves. But they teaching Bible study every morning, teaching how,
Mm.
God repented for killing man. You see what I'm saying? For drowning man. They
Mm.
telling these stories of Noah and all this shit. teaching these shit to kids, bro. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? His father saw him a lot, wife perished because she looked back. You know, Jesus saying, man, if you look at a wife, look at somebody with a
mm,
lustful eye, you might as well be sleeping with them.
mm.
That don't even make no fucking sense, Brody.
I got a whole episode I'm going to do on that coming up soon.
You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we don't, but when you're just taught this as a child,
Hmm.
like all these, man, all these murders and shit, I'm just overlooking all this genocide, bro. And you don't just don't know no better. So now that I
Yeah.
know better,
Hmm.
I am agnostic when it comes um, to any idea of any God that we know of in the forms, in the framework in which we put him or her in. That's all that's dead to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I say something very similar. I'm agnostic as to whether or not there could be a God. I don't think
yeah,
that's the right answer. I
yeah,
think the God hypothesis is an ancient hypothesis that they just couldn't do any better than because they
yeah,
were limited.
yeah.
When they looked
I would
up,
agree.
they saw stars and moons and suns, and they thought there was a dome covering them. If
Yeah,
they had a telescope and were able to see beyond what they thought was the dome in the sky, they would have told
yeah,
completely different stories than what they told.
for sure, for sure.
So
Yeah,
I'm agnostic as to whether or not there's a God, whether or not that's the right answer. I don't think it is, but I'm
yeah,
atheistic as it pertains to any of the gods that human beings have presented to us.
yeah,
Any God
yeah.
that's had to speak to us through us, that's a dead giveaway that the God is us. Let me say it
Never
again.
looked at it like that. Yeah,
If a God has to speak to us through us, that's a dead giveaway that the God is us. So I'm atheistic when it comes to any of those kinds of
yeah, yeah,
gods.
yeah, yeah. But I will also, for me, I'm also, I have an open hand to where if a God or evidence was to present itself in a way that was congruent
Hmm.
to how we take new knowledge in,
Hmm.
um, like if it, on a scientific level that we can study a thing and be like, this is other than,
Hmm.
I think any honest seeker of knowledge or anthropology would of anything would yield to such new findings if you're honest,
Yeah.
right?
If
So
you're a lover of truth.
if you're a lover of truth. So that's for me, it's not like I don't have no ought against
Hmm.
God because to me, God does not exist. Someone asked it on my page. He was like, why are you so angry at God? I said, I'm not angry at God. I'm
Mm.
angry at the niggas who created them and then forced that shit on me. That's who
Mm.
I'm angry at my captors
Wow.
who sold that shit on me and made me forget my ancestors' religion. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? Them the people, and I'm angry at the people who are still
Mm.
perpetrating this
Wow.
and using it as a tool
Yeah.
to steal our minds.
The apologists
You
that
see
are
what I'm
constantly
saying?
lying to people in terms of,
Uh,
I can plausibly take it
absolutely.
this way. I could plausibly take it that way, as opposed to
Yeah.
answering the
Yeah.
question, is this shit
Yeah.
true?
Yeah. I'm angry at the people who weaponize the idea of God.
Yeah.
I don't care what faith you are in. I just happen to come from the Christian faith.
All right, well, let's go here then, because another thing that you changed your mind about was in our interview, I said, so does this mean you're going to be joining the world of counter apologists and talking about, your former faith and all? You said, nah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to just be about my art and my music. I'm done. Da da
Yeah,
da.
yeah.
And then next thing I know, I'm putting this in the chat right now so y'all can go check it out. You launched this YouTube channel called Where the Goats Can Get It.
Yes, sir.
So what made you decide after saying that you weren't going to be speaking about any of this, that you were going
Yeah.
to launch the channel? And for anybody who's in the chat, make sure you copy this link in the chat and go subscribe to Where the Goats Can Get It. But what made you decide that you were now going to begin speaking beyond
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah,
interview?
yeah. All right. Excellent question. So really where the ghost can get it was born out of uh it was born out of a desire to communicate like truth, but also to kind of like unpack the things that we've all that where I come from. And it really is the channel is really going to be heavily centered on the things that are centered for me. So, right,
Mm,
politics, music, art, history,
mm,
and religion. And so as the desire came from, I was like, it's so many things that happen around us that we don't even know why they are there. We don't certain structures, why certain why we have food deserts certain places, uh why we may, some of us may wonder why we still got diabetes and we still calling on Jesus.
Mm,
Some of us may be wondering like, dang, like I was talking to my cousin the other day. She was like, I've been praying, doing all this stuff for all this long. And she was like, I
mm,
still feel like I'm
mm,
doing it by myself.
mm.
So for me, this channel is going to
Wow.
exist kind of in that middle ground of the
Mm-hmm.
nuances of what somebody like yourself, Jay with Alex Kennedy, smart, brilliant minds that can, take this stuff and break it up in a million pieces. My job, I want to take your concepts and be
Mm,
like, y'all hear what he talking about? Like my students. And
mm.
I want to be able to say, break it down, but like, what he mean is this. You know how you go
Yeah.
here and you do
Yeah.
this is what this means, but in a
Nice.
way that's
Mm.
with a balance of heart and soul.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man, it
Mm.
came from a desire just to educate, bro. When you
Okay.
watch so many of your community and so many people
Mm.
just take the bait,
Yeah.
and you just want to be one more voice that adds,
Mm.
what I'm saying, to the seemingly outnumbered voice, don't go that way.
Mm.
Hold on, there's a better way. That's bullshit. That's some fuck shit, Brody. Don't do
Mm.
it. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah.
You want to know why you depressed all the time? Let me break that down. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You want to know why you can't
Wow.
seem to, so I want to, everything that I've learned in my short little 4 decades of living, I want to be able to just put it where the ghost can get it. And
Yeah.
also came from the inspiration for the name came from, shout out to the GOAT, Joe Madison. Joe Madison is a Hall of Fame radio talk show host. He created the Urban View on
Mm.
Sirius XM, but he passed to cancer over late last year. But I've been listening to him for about 5 or 6 years. But he will always say, "What are you?" After he cursed your ass out, he would be like, "Now, what are you gonna do about it?" Because people
Mm.
call in and complaining, and he'd be like,
Mm.
"Yeah, you can complain, but what's
Mm.
your solution?"
Mm.
So he would be like, the first time I heard the term was with my grandfather and my uncles, but then he would say that his grandfather would be like, grandson, you got to put it where the ghost can get it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And put that shit like you talking all smart and shit. Put it down where the least of us can get it. And so I just want to talk my
Mm.
shit how I
Yeah.
talk it, and
Yeah.
hope the least of us can get it and be more smarter after they leave the channel.
Hey, so we got a goat in the we got two goats in the chat. We got Goat
Okay.
Herder's Guide to the Galaxy. What's up? And then
Hey,
and then we got Jay Witt in the chat.
what's
Uh,
good?
so in a group text you sent me and Jay Witt, you said, "Yo, here goes I guess it was the logo for the channel and the channel name." And I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
responded. I said, "Hey, man, the Christians are gonna come at you with that whole where the goats can get it because you said, hey, I'm gonna separate the sheep from the goats, and the sheep are the ones that are, that did the Father's will. The goats basically, and that sort of became a symbol for,
Yeah,
satanic stuff. And Snoop
yeah,
Dogg
yeah,
had the
yeah.
goat chain at the Olympics, and he said, "Oh, so that's satanic." And so I was like, "Yo, you may not want to use the goat,"
Yeah, 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 yeah,
but you
yeah.
was
I
like,
remember.
"Nah, fuck it." You went ahead and why did
Nah,
you say that's not going to deter you from using the goat symbol?
man, listen. I apologize for some of y'all hearing me talk like this for the first time, but I've been sitting in this for 2, 3 years.
Hmm.
I it, all the nuances, the references,
Hmm.
bro, I don't want no parts of that, bro. I don't want to entertain. I don't even want to enter a
Hmm.
conversation of, oh, that's the Illuminati or none of that. Go ahead and man, bro,
Hmm.
it's all bullshit to me, bro. It's like talking about for real. It's like talking about Mary Poppins because
Hmm.
I have no interest. I want to move on to my life to something that's real. I just
Mm,
have no interest because I'm normalizing not giving a fuck about none of
mm.
that shit. I'm
Come on.
normalizing not giving a fuck,
Come
bro.
on.
I'm embarrassed, bro. Like I'm
Mm,
straight up low key. Like why the idea of God in the church has done well,
mm,
especially in the liberation of the least of those. I know that. I'm not
mm,
ignorant. I've read the history.
mm,
Um, but shit, like my father used to say, a broke clock is still right twice a day. You
mm,
see what I'm saying? So,
mm.
nah, I want no parts of that. I want to normalize things that are
Yeah.
in reality, man. I can't, that can have no more of my breath other when I use it. to educate people against it.
Yeah. There goes the link again in the chat for JR Courtney Orlando's channel where the goats can get it. Go subscribe. Let's get his subs up.
Yes,
And
yes,
hey,
yes.
drop the link too for your music, the music that you released at the end of last
Oh
year,
yeah,
so
yeah.
people can go snatch that up as well. But make
For
sure
sure, for
you guys
sure.
go subscribe and check out. You dropped one episode so far, right?
Yep, one episode. Yep.
And
Well, it's
I mean,
up until it's fixed.
it's up until it's fixed. It was emotional for me
Uh-huh.
because I mean, you're one of the realest dudes. I think you're gonna be one of the realest channels out here because you're not with the fakery, you're not with the fuckery. If you feel it, you say it. If you
I
don't, you
say it,
don't.
bro.
And
I say it.
you say it how you feel it. And
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, yo. So please, y'all, check out the channel and let's keep it going.
No
Let's
doubt,
keep it
no
going.
doubt, no
Uh,
doubt, no doubt.
yeah. So did you drop it? Let me see.
That mother wouldn't let me. It's when I tried to tap on it, oh, there it is right there. I'm
In the
gonna shit.
chat.
Nah, I'm about to
On
check it.
Bandcamp, he's Courtney Orlando.
Yeah, here it is right here, y'all. Got you. Got you. Damn. Hmm.
Now, why don't I see? Are you putting it? I think you might be putting it. Oh no, I see. No,
Is it in the right space?
you might be putting it in the Zoom chat. You got to go to YouTube. You got to go to us on YouTube.
Oh shit, I sure am.
Yeah, there's a
That's
whole
crazy.
chat going on YouTube.
For
You
real?
gotta,
Hey, look, I'm new to this, y'all. Look,
yeah.
I'm so green. I'm so green. I promise you, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna talk to y'all. I'm gonna be in this mud. Hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna be having convos. I'm so green. Ooh, there we go, right there.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Got you now. Yep, right on. All right,
Hey, y'all got any
on.
questions for Courtney Orlando? Maybe we'll take a question or two. Super chat the question if you want to throw your question. If not, we're going to actually call it a night because it's not my normal night to be online.
All
This brother got a family, and so you got a
right,
question for
it's
Courtney you
good.
want read, just throw it in the chat. Super chat it for sure.
I appreciate you, man. I'm realizing how important it is for someone to speak their views if they can
Mm,
articulate it well enough and maybe make it entertaining. Like it's because I'm realizing again, no wisdom of my own. I've just studied history. I've just
mm,
read the books. And if
mm,
anybody who have read history, bro, you know that what's going on around us is an allegory trying to happen. It is fascism in the making.
yeah.
And when that happens, it's not just one people group that get affected, it's anybody who don't have power and uh
Mm.
who don't fit whiteness for real. And so
Yo, you're seeing it in real
you're
time,
seeing
yo.
it in real time.
It's
So
dystopian, the world
yeah,
that we live in right now.
man, bro. And that's what I'm saying. So if
All
you
the
catch
movies they
me.
made about this shit is happening right
It's
now.
happening, dog. So imagine me having a
Mm,
platform and I'm
yeah.
just on that mud shucking and jiving. Oh, I'm just on that mud getting my cake. You know what I'm saying? Getting worried about my shit in Target. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, nah, it goes back to that saying again, grabbed from the Black Eagle, Joe
mm,
Madison. The difference between a moment and a movement is sacrifice.
mm.
It's gonna hurt before it get better. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And if
yeah.
you ain't signed up for that, get the fuck out the way. Because we
Mm,
need people who understand it's gonna hurt. Because
mm,
if it's not hurting, you gonna that person that's not putting skin in the game is gonna
mm,
bow to
mm.
whatever uncomfortability hits they, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah,
sold to the highest bidder.
yeah.
Nah, I know that this game is for those who can see
Mm,
the future and say that ain't our future.
yeah.
And goddamn it, if it's gonna hurt me for the next 10 years, so that the
Mm.
future to
Right. Can be brighter for
you
somebody
know what I'm
else.
saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that. So that's what type
yeah.
of time I'm on. You know what I
I
mean?
got a Patreon supporter, Goat Herders Guide to the Galaxy, asked the question. He said, say
Yeah.
something on deconversion and marriage, fam. Anything you can say? I mean, you
Wow.
already spoken on the interview, but if you want to add
Oh,
anything that,
yes. So deconversion in marriage, man, it's funny. Um, on my channel, me personally, I just keep it 100. Um, I hate two faces. I hate giving parts that are not real. So to keep it 100, me and my wife just left therapy today. We
mm,
just saw our therapist that we see every, few weeks or every couple months, depending on how we need her. But she's both of our therapists individually.
mm,
And so why we didn't see her because of deconstruction issues. Um, Me and my wife are we're very avid about communication and the
mm,
years we've been together, 21 years, bro. I've been 19 years married, 21 years with this woman.
mm,
So we've developed and put in the time to be able to hear, like she loves me regardless, right?
mm.
Today she was like, "Baby, I don't care what you do, as long as you don't sacrifice no shit in the front yard." She was like, "We good," you know. But um, my wife is a Christian. Like she reads her Bible. Like a real, she's the woman that I married. You see
Mm.
what I'm saying? When we both got married, I would have died for Christ. Oh, thank you, God. I ain't died for that nigga. I'm so glad I ain't died for this character. We don't even know that
Mm,
existed.
mm.
Hey, that now that'll make the nigga shout. Now that'll make me shout. Now that'll make me. That'll make me speak in
Mm.
tongues. Woo! You just want to talk about don't want
Mm,
to waste your life.
mm, mm,
I
mm,
literally wasted my life on this
mm,
shit,
mm,
cuz.
mm. Wow.
Thank you, baby Jesus, for rescuing me from yourself. Shit. Um, but my wife is a devout Christian. She is the woman
Mm,
I married. And she gets up every day. I see her Bible open. She's listening to Fred Hammond, one of my favorite gospel artists, who I will
mm,
work with till this day.
mm,
Um, and she is an amazing woman. Like, and still, she loves God. And if it between me and God, she would choose God, like I would expect her to,
mm,
as the Bible teaches.
mhm.
Jesus teaches, if you ain't ready to leave your family, you can't follow me,
Yeah.
which is some bullshit.
Mm,
Ah,
mm,
but anyway, an exemplary um human being, if there was one, man. I
mhm,
mean, this woman loves me through all my bullshit, but it is not without its struggles.
mm,
Um, because I told her today, I said, baby, I'm not getting more quieter.
mm,
Like I'm just starting my turn up.
mm,
And I said, baby, the thing that's coming, like
mm,
Hellboy, it's the shit that go, it's some shit that's about to go bump in the night.
mm,
And then it's gonna be some people that's gonna need to bump back.
mm,
And I told her I ain't being quiet.
mm,
I said you may at times feel like I'm an enemy to your God.
mm, mm,
And not just you may not just hear other people say it, you may feel it
mm,
because I'm not
mm,
antagonizing God. I'm turning down thoughts that no longer and philosophies and ideologies that have no business reigning
mm.
as supreme,
Yeah.
in the human's mind. And so when we get into it time and time again, every now and then when I can be very sarcastic.
Mm,
So I'd be like, you know, she'd say something like, dang, like the body say happy yada yada. I'd be like, why you ain't ask your God to do that? You see
mm,
what I'm
mm,
saying? Like that's sarcastic and even low ball type of,
mm,
but I can, if I'm being honest, I can be on some sleazy shit like that sometimes.
mm,
Um, and my wife has not yet one time to rebuttal in that way towards me,
mm,
right? And even though we both respect each other's grounds, I'm 100% no disrespect at all.
mm,
But even her play, she don't go there.
mm,
She gonna like, look, atheist ass, look, atheist, like shit, like she don't never go there. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like
mm,
that's not a personality. So I said it to say, while she is watching me literally break down every ideology, philosophy, every so-called truth, every parable, every
mm,
story. She sees me pull our kids together. I sit them down and I literally play videos
mm,
about how the shit they read in the Bible ain't true. And my
mm,
wife is in the kitchen.
mm,
So she'll come in and she'll sit.
mm,
And sometimes she'll be like, hey, that's not right. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? And I'll be like, babe, this is my time. I'd be like, that's my time. And then
Mm,
she'd be like, okay, you're right. And
mm,
then she'd be times where she'd be teaching a Bible study, like before they go to bed or something, she'd be just breaking down the scripture. And I'd
mm,
be in the kitchen, be like, God damn, that's some bullshit.
Mm.
but I don't interrupt
Yeah.
because that
That's
time
right.
for her is sacred. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Wow, man. Wow.
So right now, me and my wife coexist. We
Mm-hmm.
coexist,
Mm.
and it's even times where I try to test the waters. I'm like,
Mm.
no people don't understand when you like I told my students, I said, y'all are looking at an artist that literally has to start over, even
Mm.
though I have a
Wow.
freaking Grammy.
Wow.
I literally have to start over because I've made all of my success
Mm.
came from the gospel Christian industry. And you get out of that mud, and it's almost like being sitting, like you like, who's that? Like you got out of
Mm.
jail. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's like being out of jail, and then people,
Yeah.
don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Because I only knew
Mm.
the people that was on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wow.
now that I'm on the real, the regular people, regular A&Rs, regular producers, regular managers, regular artists, they like, who is JR? I mean, people in St. Louis know me, but
Mm.
so being
Mm.
insulated for 20 years, bro,
Mm.
I'm starting over.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm starting over, but it is called life.
Yeah.
I can be starting over without my wife,
Mm.
without my family. I
Mm.
could be lonely. I can be a dope fiend. You know what I'm saying? Shout
Mm.
out to all of y'all who fighting addictions, but I can be somewhere worse than where I
Mm.
am now, right? I'm just undoing a lot of shit mentally and systems and
Wow.
systemic things within the learning of the knowledge of how people get knowledge in this world. But for the most part, bro, I'm well off, bro. I'm good. My wife
Yeah.
has loved me well through this.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Hey, thank you for sharing that, man.
yeah, yeah,
Sincerely,
yeah,
thank you for sharing that on behalf of Goat
yeah,
Herders Guide to the Galaxy and even myself, just hearing you walk through that. Um, and if you're watching this, I know there are people who are, this is not an exit strategy episode, but it always applies. No one is saying that if you deconvert from your faith that you have to become like me, or you have to
yeah.
become like JR, or you have to become like some, like you deconvert your own way. The only thing we're saying is if it's
Yeah.
not true, we're examples of the freedom of being able to let it go. The freedom of
Mm.
being able to
Oh,
say
I like that. I like that.
it's scary on the other side, but when you see other people on the other side, if you're not a frequent watcher of this channel, then you haven't heard me say this before, but I've said this before. Imagine being locked in a bunker your entire life and they tell you the air outside is poisonous. That's why we got to stay in here. And then one day the door gets cracked and you cover up like, no, 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 the bad air is coming. And then you realize nothing happened. And you get closer to the door and you're hesitant, you're holding your breath, but at some point you take a sniff and you're almost prepared to
Mm.
die because they told you don't go out there, air is poisonous. And prepared to die, you take a whiff of that air and it doesn't kill you. And you look back inside at all the people saying, no, don't go out, don't go out, don't go out. And you venture outside and you realize life is outside that bunker.
Mm.
And it was a lie keeping you inside.
Mm. Mm.
Everybody that you see who deconverts has some version of that story. And
Mm.
you're
Mm.
watching JR's, you're watching mine, you're
Mm.
watching anybody else you know who's deconverted. So that's sort of what you're
Mm.
seeing here. And we just commended to you that life doesn't end. You don't, what did Jesus say,
Yeah.
right? Lose your life for my sake and you'll find it. No. You you gave up your life when you signed up for the faith. You find your life when you
Mm.
leave.
Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. As scary as that thought is, as scary as it is, it's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, thank you for your time, man. Once
For
again,
sure.
please
For
go
sure.
subscribe to JR's channel. Support the brother, support his
Yes.
music. Like you said, he's starting over. So let's get his
Yes.
music, let's rock his music,
Yes.
let's share
And
his
look,
music. If you make videos, maybe use some of his stuff as an intro, like and put in the link. Yo, this is from Courtney Orlando. Like let's help him
I
start over with his
promise
music.
you, if you listen, I promise you, if
Mm,
you download my EP, you will not regret it. It will be your soundtrack for when you
mm,
feel like the shit. I
mm.
promise you. 5 songs that can take you well into the summer. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying?
there,
Yeah.
there we go. James, what's up, man? Good seeing you, bro. All right, I'm gonna let you go on that note.
All
Much
right.
love, you guys. I'll catch you
Much
in a few
love.
days for Extra Strategy. Peace.
Peace.